Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with a blog to watch. Today I'm going to review a couple versions of the Marathon stainless steel Navigator. Marathon makes a number of versions of their Navigator. This is a pilot style watch which originally came out in the 1980s. It was produced as a specific pilot's watch for pilots at the Kelly Air Force Base. And Marathon came out with the Navigator, again, re-released it more recently in a bunch of versions. And the steel versions have two different kinds of movements. There's an automatic movement, which is in this watch, and there's a quartz movement within this watch. I actually believe there's two types of quartz movements, and for people that like high accuracy quartz movements, look for watches like this because they have this particular movement called an ADANAC F06.412. That's one of the heavy drive, pressy drive movements, and all that basically means that it has particularly high accuracy and it has the ability to move heavy hands. Why would you want to move heavy hands? Well, these Marathon watches, like most other Marathon watches, have tritium gas tubes in the hands, which make them very heavy. So your standard quartz movements, accurate or not, can't actually move hands that are that heavy. That's why a lot of the watches that have tritium gas tubes have historically been mechanical watches, because they can move heavier hands. You need to have a special hand that's particularly lightweight or a special movement to move hands that have the tubes in them. So that's a lot of technical information, but just showing you that this is not your standard quartz movement. It costs a little bit more. Also, what I like is on the back of the watch, there's a battery compartment. So rather than having to do a complex disassembly of the watch, you can just use a coin even and unscrew that battery compartment, put in a new battery, and I appreciate that because I am someone that likes high quality quartz movements, which have things like seconds hand that hit the markers, high accuracy, good battery life, and things like that. So this isn't just any quartz movement. And I think that's important to say because the difference in price between this quartz version, this is the blue Yonder, and this ADANAC Red Maple automatic version, again, both of these are somewhat special versions, is only $80 in price. So look carefully at the various different versions of the Navigator. Let's talk more about the case because it's beguiling and you'll actually like it more when you put it on your wrist. This is a 41mm watch. It's pilot style, so it's going to be thinner and not necessarily as big as, say, a Marathon G-Star, which is more diver style with a lot of water resistance. It has a bi-directional rotating bezel that moves both directions. Very nice shape to it. It's an aluminum bezel, but it's got a nice architecture to it. Here it's blue, here it's red. In fact, this is the first blue one, and this is the first red one in the Navigator series. The rest of them have black bezels. The steel case has a parkerized finish, which is basically a sandblasted one. It's very elegant, very nice to the touch. And one of the most distinctive features of the case is the asymmetry. The side of the case where the crown is on is thicker, and that is to create a natural protector for the crown. And again, that's done by making that side of the case wider than the other side of the case. And visually, it does create some asymmetry, but when you wear it, you don't really notice it. And the asymmetry is almost kind of pleasant and nice. This blue Yonder version of the Navigator has a slightly different dial. You can see that there's what we call geometric markers, which is quite different than the standard Arabic numerals that you'll see on most of the military style Marathon watches. So again, these aren't necessarily the standard Navigators you might get, but I'm choosing to discuss the Navigator through these two slightly different special versions. Again, this one, which honors the 60th anniversary of the Canadian flag. This was done for Canada Day 2025. You also have on the side of the case ADANAC. What is ADANAC? Well, that's Canada spelled backwards. That's a name that the Marathon company has owned for many years, and they put it on various types of instruments like stopwatches or even timepieces that they sold for military purposes because they sort of wanted people to know it's from Canada. So while not many of their wristwatches today say ADANAC on it, this one sort of does so proudly, again, as a testament to being a proudly Canadian brand. Even though, again, their watches are made in Switzerland, they have a manufacturer in La Chaux-de-Fonds where they assemble their timepieces. So these, again, are two versions of the Marathon Navigator. These ones have a price around $1,200 for this one, $1,280 for this one. The range of all the Navigator watches, depending on the different models, is, again, in the steel case, is somewhere between about $900 and $1,400. And again, there's various types of colors, straps, dials, so explore them, know that there's different options out there, but again, the Navigator is a classic, it's well done, it's a good price, and it's an interesting piece. So see the full review of these and other Marathon Navigator watches on the Blog to Watch website. Thanks.